Good morning. It's Wednesday, May 1st. And May 1st used to be a great day in the old times. There were often parades in the city celebrating the workers. And I talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Now I miss that. And how we used to march to Union Square. Strong, positive, because we belong to some workers' union. And it was a great day. But today I'm talking about something that makes us not such a great day, not such a great country. And I'm talking about a mass shooting that took place in North Carolina. A shooting that killed 4 members of the law. They lost 3 heroes. 3 Marshall Task Force officers were killed, and 1 local police officer was killed, and 3 others were hurt in a shootout in Charlotte, North Carolina. And that is the major problem that exists in this. We have more guns in this country than we have people. Is it necessary? Do we need all of these weapons in the hands of people who are liable to do evil things? Now, I grant you that the killings occur with a very small percentage of the gun ownership population. But that small percentage is too much. It's too much for this country to have to live through. When we have more than 1 gun per person out in the population. And it doesn't take much, it seems like, to set people off, because we have had more than 1 mass shooting per day since the beginning of the year. And that's 4 months into the year. So we have had more than 100 mass shootings so far this year. When are we going to stop with this? They lost 3 heroes in this latest shooting. So why did this shooting happen? It happened because there was a fugitive warrant that was going to be served on the shooter. And this operation took place on a Monday afternoon. And there were many residents in the area who were told to take shelter. And they were asked to avoid the area because active gunfire was going on for hours. And it was only until like almost 5 o'clock when the Charlotte Metropolitan Police Department decided that the area was safe. And this episode began about 1:50 in the afternoon. So think about that. For over 3 hours, there was gun violence going on in the area. And people died, 4 police officers, and 4 others were injured. So this episode started when the police task force attempted to serve a warrant for possession of a firearm on a convicted felon, and they were met with gunfire from inside the home. And when the officers returned fire and struck the suspect, and that person died, the officers went to approach the house, but all of a sudden they were met with more gunfire from inside the home. So they thought they had put this thing to bed when they shot the first guy, but no, there were others in the house. After a long standoff, officers cleared the home and found 2 females inside who were brought to the police station as persons of interest. Now, this incident was declared a severe alert because there were numerous law enforcement officers hit by the gunfire in this particular situation. And not only that, there were 2 schools in the area that were on full lockdown, the Devonshire Elementary School and the Briarwood Academy, and those students were not able to be dismissed until around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And there were 2 other schools, Cochran Collegiate and the Lawrence Orr Elementary School, that were put on a modified lockdown. and they were being dismissed in small groups a little bit at a time. And there were many roads that were closed for faster ambulance transportation because emergency vehicles were blocking those roads. And they had to be there to get injured people out of the place as fast as they could. So it was a traffic mess in addition to the shooting and everything else that was going on. Civilians in the neighborhood helped out the police by allowing them to use their properties and their backyards to survey what was going on, and in case they had to come into action in this whole shootout. So this was a neighborhood event, not a little 2 or 3 people shootout. This was a major event. It might have been even considered like a wartime episode. And one of the local residents described the officers coming into his home, including one officer who was a sniper and was using his window to take aim at what was going on in the evil house, I will call it that. Now, the shooters who lived in that home only lived there for about a year, and most of the neighbors didn't really know who they were, in the sense that they were communicative with the rest of the people around the area. Seems like they were loners that were living in this house, but none of that information has been clearly represented so far. And the neighbor next door said the gunfire was crazy. Gunfire galore is what he called it. And with officers running with armed weapons back and forth through his backyard, hiding behind trees and jumping around bushes. Must have been like a battle, like a war battle, you know? Some of the things we see in the movies from time to time. And the officers told the neighbors to hide in their back room or hide in their basements. But things went quiet around 4 p.m. And from then on, it was peaceful, so to speak. They were cleaning up the mess. So when we look at this incident, we have to be deeply saddened by it. By this tragic incident that occurred and involved multiple law enforcement officers to be killed in the line of duty. And it's got to be a sad, sad day for the population of Charlotte, North Carolina, and all of the officials associated with North Carolina and the country have offered their condolences to the officers who are still alive and to the families of the officers who passed away. So I leave you with that. A gun tragedy that continues to make headlines in this country. What are we going to do about it? Take care. Have a great day. Bye.